You might think your brain is wired to chase happiness, but it isn't. What it really wants is predictability, familiar routines, known outcomes, even familiar discomfort. This is why people stay in jobs they dislike, habits that drain them, and patterns that no longer serve them. The brain doesn't ask, "Does this make me happy?" It asks something simpler and far more powerful. Is this safe because I understand it? Predictability feels like control, and control feels like survival. Happiness is volatile. It rises and falls. It depends on circumstances, emotions, timing. From the brain's perspective, happiness is unreliable. Predictability, on the other hand, reduces uncertainty. And uncertainty is expensive for the nervous system. When the future feels known, even if it's unpleasant, the brain can relax. It conserves energy. That sense of relief often gets mistaken for comfort, even when fulfillment is missing. Your brain's primary job isn't joy, meaning, or fulfillment. It's survival. Every system evolved to keep you alive long enough to reproduce and belong. Happiness is optional. Predictability is not. When the environment is predictable, the brain can anticipate threats, plan responses, and reduce vigilance. This is why predictable pain often feels safer than unpredictable possibility. This is why people return to situations that hurt them. The pain is familiar. The rules are known. The brain knows how to survive there. Change introduces uncertainty, and uncertainty activates threat circuits. Even positive change, new opportunities, healthier relationships, creative risks can feel dangerous. The brain interprets unfamiliarity as risk, regardless of potential reward. Predictability lowers cognitive effort. When outcomes are known, the brain doesn't have to constantly evaluate options. Habits form. Energy is conserved. This is efficient, but not necessarily fulfilling. Over time, the brain prioritizes energy savings over emotional satisfaction. What feels like settling is often the brain choosing efficiency over exploration. Predictability creates the illusion of stability. But stable doesn't mean healthy. A routine can be consistent and still slowly drain you. The brain doesn't measure long-term fulfillment. It measures immediate threat reduction. So as long as nothing feels urgent or dangerous, the brain stays put. Growth, however, almost always requires temporary instability. Dopamine is often misunderstood as the pleasure chemical. In reality, it's a prediction chemical. It rewards outcomes that meet expectations. When something goes as expected, dopamine reinforces the behavior. When something is unpredictable, dopamine fluctuates, and the brain becomes cautious. This is why familiar habits are easier to repeat than new, potentially happier ones to build. Uncertainty activates anxiety, not because something bad is happening, but because the brain lacks information. Anxiety is the brain's way of